Hey, ladies and gents, welcome back. This is going to be part 2 to What If Naruto Went with Orochimaru. So, for the next part of this What If, I'm going to need 150 likes on this part, and let's get right back into the What If. So, where I left off was with Naruto and Orochimaru both training with their little special weapons, with Orochimaru having Sasuke's body and the Sharingan, and Naruto, who has the Tensegan. So, the first thing that's going to happen are the Chunin exams because Orochimaru wants to plan his attack on Konoha. So the Chunin exams are beginning, and Naruto, Suigetsu, and Karin are all in disguise because everybody is, or some people actually saw them when they went to go take Sasuke. So with the team in the disguise, they start the exams, and that starts off with the written exams, which Naruto and Karin both passed relatively easily, but Suigetsu is having a little bit more trouble, and Naruto just helps him out by using a recently discovered power that he had, which was like telekinesis, where he could like transmit his mind into other people's, which is a power he discovered, which I don't know if that power comes with the Tensegan, but I'm going to say Naruto has it. So everybody passes the written exams, with Naruto pretty much being the crutch of the team in that point by just kind of like telling everybody, yeah, these are the answers, and boom. So now it's the Forest of Death part, and that goes really simply. They go into it. Naruto instantly takes out one of the teams, grabs the scroll, and they beat the Gara's team back to the area where they're like the end of the Forest of Death. They actually beat them back there, and they're like within like probably 5 minutes of the Forest of Death starting, they are already done, and they're like, okay, whatever. So the preliminary rounds happen, and all the fights go similarly that are normal like canon fights, other than the Naruto fight, and Karin would actually fight Ino, and then Suigetsu would be the one to fight the chakra drainer guy, but all the fights go really easily for literally all of them. Naruto just decimates Kiba, Karin decimates Ino, and Suigetsu easily manages to take out the chakra sucking, whatever the name of the guy is, because Sasuke managed to beat him without being able to use chakra at all, and he was like really weakened, so he wouldn't have any difficulty. So none of the preliminary rounds go really any differently than what they did in the original, other than the ones that I just mentioned. So now, before the finals, there's a 1 month gap between, just for like training and different things. So with Naruto going in, trying to make sure he can perfectly use all of his powers, he goes back to Orochimaru and ends up training with him. So during this month, Naruto learned a few very, very basic things, just because, basic for Naruto at least. So he's unlocked almost every power that the Tensegan has that Naruto knows, with his, using the cloak, he can now fully make the truth-seeking, like his version of the truth-seeking balls that the Tensegan cloak had. So Naruto can fully make those, and he can also completely use the push and pull factors of it, like to like the maximum extent that they even could be used for. So that is going really well for him too. So he pretty much just mastered the Tensegan over his month, and that's where the finals begin. And Suigetsu is actually the one to fight Gaara. So he kind of gets wrecked because Sasuke was a lot stronger than Suigetsu was at this point, because Sasuke had the Sharingan and Suigetsu doesn't. So Suigetsu gets relatively clapped at the beginning, and Gaara doesn't go like completely bloodlusted, so he actually will be able to fight later on in the finals. And so that's where Neji fights Naruto, with Naruto not really giving him as much of a talk no jutsu as much as him just scaring the living daylights out of Neji with just the sheer amount of power he has. So he just instantly, completely decimates Neji, and they move on with that. So with Karin actually managing to pass the exam, she ends up fighting Kabuto, who ended up not dropping out anymore, because he had more helpers with him to not get like discovered right away. For some reason he decided he wanted to get I don't really know, he got discovered in the original just because of how dumb he was about it. So that's pretty much the end of that until Naruto is like the very last round. Naruto is in the finals and he's fighting Gaara. So this fight going heavily in Gaara's favor at the very beginning because Naruto hasn't awakened his cloak or really anything. Actually, it wouldn't really be heavily in his favor. They would be relatively on par with each other's skills. And this is where Naruto, deciding he's had enough, starts actually using his abilities. He opens up his hand and a truth-seeking ball appears in it, and he just almost cuts off Gaara's head, but Gaara manages to dodge out of the way, and the area behind Gaara just turns to literally nothing. It just vanishes. It disintegrates, and not really knowing what just happened. Everybody's like, what? It's gone? How? So Naruto now kind of smiling because now he can actually use some of his a decent amount of his power because he has a strong enough opponent to fight. He ends up not awakening, but using his cloak. And now, with Naruto having a cloak that pretty much puts him on the level that he was when he was in, like, KCM 2 back in the War Arc, he completely decimates Gaara. Because Naruto is insanely powerful. This is pretty much him having a KCM cloak, maybe even plus Sage Mode at this point, just because of how strong the cloak actually is. Like, remember Toneri? He was fighting completely on par with Naruto KCM 2 plus Sage Mode, and that was like that's strong. So probably during the War Arc, this is where Naruto would be placed about where he first awakened his KCM 2. So this is about where Naruto's strength lies right now. So after he pretty much just decimates Gaara, pretty much doing the exact same thing he did to Neji, just making him feel so much fear that he kind of just can't disagree with Naruto and kind of goes to being a little good boy. So that's kind of just the end of the Chunin exams with Naruto, Shikamaru, and I don't know if anybody else would. Maybe Tamari would be promoted too, but Naruto, Shikamaru, and I'm going to say Tamari are all promoted to Genin. Just because, or not, yeah, they're promoted to Genin. They're totally not Genin already. They're promoted to Chunin. And with that ending, there's no Naruto to help find, like, Tsunade, so Jiraiya goes alone to find Tsunade, and this is really bad, because Orochimaru is much stronger, but there isn't, actually, this wouldn't be bad, because there isn't, like, Orochimaru doesn't get his arms, like, sealed away, because he hasn't even gone to the Leaf Village to fight them, so Jiraiya kind of just goes and gets Tsunade, because there's no Orochimaru there to, like, I want you to unseal my arms, or heal my arms, or whatever, so Jiraiya kind of just goes and gets Tsunade, bringing her back to the village, and she becomes Hokage after a little bit of struggle. So, there is actually no Sasuke retrieval mission due to there being no Sasuke. So, that's kind of just where Shippuden starts. So, after a good while, Gaara is actually captured, and there's really no going to actually get Gaara because, you know, nobody really has some special bond with him like Naruto did. So Gaara's just kind of killed. And also, Kankuro would also die to the poison because Sakura's not there to help him. So they're all dead, and there is no Sasuke going to kill Itachi in this part where Kakashi, why do I keep saying random names? Where Sasuke gathered together Team Taka and, you know, went to kill Itachi. So that doesn't happen. So this is where the Tenkaichi Bridge mission actually happens. Except Kakashi goes, and so there is Sasori, because he hasn't yet been killed, or what they think is Sasori. And he's there trying to meet with Kabuto. And this is Orochimaru and Naruto both show up to this. So with them all standing on the bridge, they destroy the shell that is surrounding Kakashi, and this is where Kakashi and Yamato are standing there. Those are the only two that actually end up showing up. So they're standing there, fighting Naruto and Orochimaru and Kabuto. So it doesn't go well for them because Orochimaru doesn't really have a reason to like want them to let them live because there's no point. They can take out the Akatsuki easily all by themselves. They don't really need help with that. So they end up fighting with Kakashi and oh my gosh, why can't I remember his name right now? No. The wood what is the wood guy's name? What the heck? What is the wood guy's name? Yamato. So they end up killing Yamato. They kill him first because Naruto isn't using his Nine Tails power, so he doesn't really get like Yamato can't suppress his power. So Orochimaru is fighting Kakashi. And Kakashi finally deciding, okay, I'm going to have to use Kamui if I'm going to even stand any remote chance against these two. And Orochimaru, during this fight, actually awakens his Mangekyo Sharingan just due to him knowing, like, training with it, so he could, like, awaken it through training instead of mental trauma. So he awakens the Mangekyo, and he gains the same abilities that Sasuke did. And so that all happens, and they end up killing Kakashi because Kakashi can't really do anything. So Naruto kind of just go through and are hunting the Akatsuki. So this is where Pain or Jiraiya ends up going to the Rain Village to confront what is the leader of the Akatsuki, and he ends up getting killed exactly the same as he did in the original. So this is where Jiraiya dies and Tsunade and everybody finds out, but there is no actually Pain invasion because while Orochimaru is facing Itachi and Naruto faces Pain. I'm going to start with the Orochimaru facing Itachi fight. So the fight starts and Itachi doesn't really think much of it. He doesn't really hold a grudge. Up until where Orochimaru leaks through the fact that, oh, by the way, this body that you're fighting, yeah, it's actually Sasuke's body and I've taken over his body. And yeah, I pretty much, you're fighting your brother and I'm kind of just him. So with that happening, Itachi just rages out away, like he uses his Susanoo, and what am I doing with my life? So he uses his Susanoo, and he just kind of starts wrecking Orochimaru because Orochimaru isn't that powerful where he could actually face him with Itachi going full out bloodlusted. He wants to kill. So their fight continues, and after a while of fighting and getting completely wrecked, Orochimaru awakens his Susanoo too. Just the rib cage right now, but it is enough to give him almost a level playing field with Itachi, just because of how much stronger Orochimaru's base is than Itachi's. He is almost on par with him until Orochimaru starts like further evolving his Susanoo. And when Orochimaru finally does defeat Itachi, he instantly goes to grab his eyes, and he implants those eyes into himself. And he's like, I now have the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. So with that happening, that is the end of Itachi. So now, Naruto is fighting Pain because he discovered Pain when they were hunting the Akatsuki. And so he instantly takes out almost all of the paths of Pain other than the Diva Path. So when Naruto ends up killing the Diva Path, he's been sensing something the entire time, a different chakra signal, because Naruto can sense chakra in this state, and realizing that all of these other paths, that the paths of Pain that Naruto doesn't really realize are called paths of Pain, are being controlled by an outside source, Naruto goes to where he was sensing this chakra, and he ends up finding there Nagato and Konan. So he just kind of looks over at Konan, uses a True Seeking Orb, and instantly kills her. He then looks to Nagato, and he's about to kill Nagato when Nagato tells him who he is, and Naruto isn't affected by this. He wasn't trained by Jiraiya, so he doesn't really care. He kind of just wants to kill him. And with Nagato being in such a weakened state, he kind of just dies, because even, like, yeah, he's strong, but he was, like, completely drained of chakra just trying to fight off Naruto because Naruto's freaking strong. So there is no Pain Invasion, and now it's the Five Kage Summit, and there's no Sasuke to get himself involved in there, so it's really only Obito that does. So he shows up, and he declares war. So, with Naruto, Obito, and Orochimaru, instead of Kabuto fighting in the Great Fourth Shinobi World War, that doesn't really change all that much. Because, all the things happen up until the end, where everybody's facing off against each other, and the Edo Tensei is ended, and so there's Madara standing up on top of the Ten Tails with Naruto, Orochimaru, and Obito. And that's where I'm going to end off this part. I'll see you guys in the next part to What If Naruto Went with Orochimaru. So yeah, like I said earlier, 150 likes for the next part, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.